when Saddam held a public purge.
We're in Iraq in 1979.
This is when Saddam...
The newly appointed president has called his fellow party members to a meeting in a local theatre hall in Baghdad.
The bath party.
His name
This guy's got a good voice.
is Saddam Hussein. He's only been president for a little under a week, but Iraq is his, and he wants everyone to know.
He looks like a psycho, I swear to God right there. He looks like a psycho. Look at the eyes, bro. Look at the eyes. Go back. Demonic, bro.
What was going on in Iraq before?
So he rose up the ranks of his party, and now he's in charge of the whole country. Now he gets to do whatever the he wants, bro. This is the minute he becomes the supreme power of the entire country. So all the politicians are in an auditorium. He's going to get up and give a speech, and then the rest goes down in infamy.
Everyone to know. It's July, and the temperature outside is pushing 40 degrees Celsius. The hall is hot, blisteringly hot. As Saddam takes the stage, he takes his time, shuffles a few papers, looks at his notes. Shortly before their newly appointed president arrived, one of his men appeared on stage. A terrible plot against the president and against Iraq has been uncovered, he informed the crowd. A group of high-ranking party members has conspired to remove Saddam Hussein from power, and then he revealed, all the guilty parties are in this room, right now, and now. The crowd sits frozen in silence. The president is in total control. Then, Saddam calls a man to the stage, and a tall, slender, middle-aged man starts walking down the aisle. His name is 𝐁𝐞𝐤 𝐔𝐬𝐧. He's part of the Revolutionary Command Council. He's a powerful man, but just a short while ago, he had opposed Saddam in a meeting. It was a mistake. He walks up onto the stage and stands behind a microphone, and then, slowly, he begins confessing to crimes of wanting to overthrow Saddam Hussein. In the meantime, Saddam takes a seat by a long table full of microphones and lights a thick Cuban cigar.
Bro,
I was the one behind the plot against the new president, the man says.
So crazy.
It was me who tried getting others to join in, but it's a lie. Nothing of what he admits on stage is true. What's really happened is that he's been thoroughly tortured and told that if he doesn't go up on that stage and say that he planned the plot against Saddam, the torturers will rape his wife and daughter right in front of him.
Did Saddam recognize a newer Middle East state?
No.
He didn't recognize it.
I don't think so.
So is that why some people think he's based?
I don't know, dude. All I know is push play. All I know is I know America helped him go in power. America armed him to fight Iran. I know that much. I know Donald Rumsfeld was like this.
Can you explain that a bit more? Or?
Just go through your history. How did he get weapons and power and all that shit?
He has no choice but to obey, and so he does. To save his family, 𝐁𝐞𝐤 lies about his own and his fellow party members' involvement in the plot to overthrow Saddam's new regime. Once he's finished, Saddam takes the floor. Again, Saddam is in no rush. He lights his cigar and then he asks...
He's doing it all on purpose. Theatrics. I run the shit here. From this point on, I can stop time in this country. That's what he's saying without saying it. Now, smoke, you guys are... it's sick, bro. It's literally psychological.
You have thousands of people waiting on your time. Artists do the same thing. That's why they'll intentionally come out to their shows late.
Everyone already. Why is this guy propped up already? Because the military's behind him. The military's behind him.
It all comes down to weapons, bro.
Yep.
And violence. That's the bottom line of everything.
Out into the room. What means should be used against these traitors?
Look at his face, dude.
You know the answer, he says after a pause.
Treason.
There is no other way than the sword. The terrified party members in the theatre hall begin to clap.
Because if you're not clapping,
what else could they do? Saddam then gives an instruction to those assembled in the hall. When I have read out your name, you shall stand up, recite the party's slogan, and leave the room. And so he begins reading out names. One by one, they must rise from their seats, say the slogan, and then they are led out of the room. They haven't been told where they're going or what's waiting for them on the other side of the door.
That's what's waiting for them, dude.
Most of the people, though reluctantly, do as they're told. One man, however, is clearly confused at his name being called. Me? I haven't done anything, he shouts as he stands up. Saddam doesn't even bother to...
This guy looks like he's in The Sopranos.
This guy's...
What did I do?
Look at him.
Tony, I didn't do nothing.
Repeats,
I love you, Tony.
When I have read out your name, you shall stand up, recite the party's slogan, and leave the room. And then... nothing. The man just lowers his head and shuffles out of the room. Saddam continues until he has called out 68 names. He smiles and thanks those remaining in the hall for their loyalty. And then everyone stands up and once again begins a desperate standing ovation.
Yo, he's so pumped, bro. Yeah, that's got to be the craziest Russian history. He's
pumped, so he's like, I just survived.
I know.
My name wasn't read. I got to show him I love him.
Some even begin to cry. Up on the stage, even Saddam himself sheds a tear. Outside the hall, all the people whose names Saddam has called out are gathered in trucks and driven to prison. In the following days, 68 trials are held. 22 men, including 5 members of the Revolutionary Command Council, are sentenced to death.
Don't. That's mad
Saddam
loud,
has
bro.
appointed a number of
So loud. Stop hitting that.
executioners to complete the task of carrying out the executions. They're all members of the Ba'ath.
That's better.
Of carrying out the executions. They're all members of the Ba'ath Party, his party, and none of them are executioners. They are then gathered in the building where the plotters allegedly should have laid their plans to overthrow Saddam's new regime, and then the condemned are dragged out into the adjoining yard where they are forced to their knees and blindfolded. Each of the executioners is then handed a weapon and assigned a victim, and while they prepare to murder their former party comrades, they can hear the sound of a large crowd gathering outside the building. Saddam wants to make sure that everyone knows what will happen to people who disobey, but most importantly, he wants to show his accomplices, willing or not. So Saddam has made sure that there's a demonstration at the same time as the executions, and it's a big one. Thousands of Iraqis gather with signs and flags, shouting praises to their new president and condemning the prisoners. And then, one by one, Saddam's former friends and fellow party members are shot. Some executioners are so nervous and scared that they miss and need to shoot their victims several times. It's gruesome, but Saddam is very satisfied. An excellent start to his presidential career, he thinks to himself. And so the first official order of the newly appointed president of Iraq has been carried out. What could be the next?
Bro, I gotta learn more.
It's all about fear, instilling terror into the people to try to make yourself godlike, pharaoh-like, that you would never go against his authority. It's all based on fear.
Who's the greatest Islamic leader? Omar al-Khattab, right?
Prophet Muhammad.
Next to him, obviously.
Hey, it's haram.
I would say Omar. I mean, they expanded under him, bro.
Didn't he used to like just walk around and just see any of like small problems
Make sure
and
you
fix
take care of people. Yeah.
nonstop? He'd be like sweating and freaking
definitely
out.
one of the top.
over if a dog was thirsty, right?
Definitely one of the top leaders on earth, bro, in the history of humanity. He treated people so well.
Do you know anything else about Saddam?
Nothing. It's just they ruled for a very long time. He was propped up by the West. They armed him to fight Iran. Millions of people died there, Sunni and Shia. And he did treat the Kurds really bad, bro. He gassed them. He committed crimes against humanity. He was not ruling as a Muslim, I can tell you that much. He was not ruling that country as a Muslim, okay? This guy's whole thing was built on him and his sons. They would do horrible things to women. Like if you wanted your daughter, they'd just take them, from what I'm hearing.
That's completely haram.
Yeah, like they were living really good while the people struggled, except for maybe people that were very close and loyal. Because you got to take care of the people at the top, otherwise they're not going to go along with your bull. You can't let them starve.
So his rule from 1793 to 2003 was primarily secular, authoritarian, and Ba'athist. So it's just funny to me when people will look at Saddam and then
think he's Muslim
and blame Islam. You know, they always do that. They love to do that when he's not even following it. Like, bro,
you know the Albanian dictator did the same thing. What he did.
The Albania. Yo, we got to put an Albania mention counter. I haven't even heard of Albania,
Same
by
thing.
the way,
He has
until
like
I met him.
Oh, that's not him. What am I doing?
I've never heard of Albania until I met you.
That's because you're not too bright, I guess. But he, where is this guy, bro? He had a same thing. He did, let me see. Is this it? I think he like called out his boy. It was actually his boy. He called him out and then he just had him executed, bro. This guy, bro. They're all the same, dude. He literally murked his own boy, bro, that helped him get into power. I don't understand the history 100%, but he's like pleading for his life. I never betrayed you. I've always been loyal to you, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Had him murked, bro. That's what these dictators do, dude. This is what happens when you don't have a council of people. You know, those first few, rulers of the Muslims always had a panel, always did things. And to my understanding, judge by jury was something that the Muslims pushed more than anybody. A jury of your peers, because nobody wanted the responsibility if they judged unjustly.
And then you would be accountable on Judgment Day.
You got to answer to God, bro. You got to answer to God.
Yep.
So there are no righteous leaders on this earth. And I don't care what country, whether it's a brutal dictator or these people that we are voting for, they clearly don't care about humanity. They clearly don't care about truth. They clearly don't care about freedom of speech. They clearly don't care about anything as long as it goes against their narrative. They do not give a about you fools.
Should we keep looking at this, or this is done?
No, we don't need to say it's not translated. So that's what they have in common. So the best thing to do is not let dictators get into power. If you're in America and Western countries like Canada, a bunch of no offense to you guys, gave up their right basically to bear arms. You guys are stupid, bro. I'm sorry. It's only a matter of time before one of these people rise up. again and again and again throughout history. They're like parasites. It's like I could kill 1 million cockroaches, but they're still going to come back one day, right? Cockroaches are going to come. That's what these people are. They're cockroaches. They're pieces of shit that care about nothing else. No one else except themselves. They're sick. They're beyond narcissists, bro. These people are sick. These people are like Pharaoh. When you study the holy books, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or a Jew, and you could understand the level, there's so much wisdom in this. Why? God teaches us through the story of Moses, peace be upon him, and Pharaoh, that these types of brutal dictators, because that's what Pharaoh was. Pharaoh was a brutal dictator who enslaved people, and he would execute the firstborn of their children every other generation so their populations wouldn't grow.
Of the men, yes.
What's a new way to do that in today's world? If certain people are growing too much, Europe has a negative birth rate. Other people, they're growing too much. What's the only way you can do it? Pharaoh would just go right in and say, well, we're going to take out your sons. You know how you do it today? You create wars. You wipe out a couple million here and there. You wipe out a couple million here. It's not by accident, bro.
No, there's multiple ways that they go about it. Abortion, that's one of the biggest ones as well. And that's primarily attacking black communities. I mean, there's millions and millions and millions of black babies that have been killed due to abortion. And then you also have them attacking ahead of time.
You want to make sure our channel doesn't last.
What? What did I say? Abortion?
Yeah. It's okay,
bro,
kid.
what do you like?
Can I finish my point because it was so amazing?
Finish your point. No, finish your point. Go.
So the wisdom behind the story of Pharaoh to show us the mindset of people like Saddam Hussein, these dictators that can take out millions of people and sleep at night. Think about what Pharaoh did. Every generation or so, he would take out the firstborn of the Israelites so they wouldn't grow in numbers, right? You got to be heartless. So what did Moses' mother do? Peace be. She made a prayer to God, oh God, protect my son. Put him into the river. It's better than him getting killed. I'm leaving in your hands, God. Right?
I think she was commanded by an angel, yeah.
Let me finish. Forget that part. The part that's important for what we're discussing here is when we try to understand people like Saddam and this guy and that guy that could just order executions of people, right? Kim Jong-un. All you need to do is look at the story of Pharaoh, that they could even see the mirror. He saw the miracles of God. He saw the miracles of the rod of God in the hands of Moses, and he still disobeyed, meaning the arrogance is on a level that we can't even begin to imagine if we have even a little bit of mercy in our hearts. These people are beyond sick. That's the greatest story about Pharaoh, that how deluded a human being can be. This is why he's going to the lowest levels of hell. He will march his nation into the lowest levels of the fire because his arrogance was beyond comprehension for anyone that's even a little bit normal. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And that's how it correlates to what we just watched.
And you know what's interesting about Pharaoh too? His last words in the Quran, when Pharaoh was drowning while chasing Prophet Moses and the Israelites, the Quran says, until when drowning overtook him, he said, I believe that there is no God except the one in whom the children of Israel believe, and I am one of those who submit.
As the waters coming over him. Bro.
So as he tried taking his shahada at the last minute, basically just declaring there's no God but
just
God.
Just to save his ass, not because he believed.
Yep, just to save his ass, thinking it's like some magical words.
Fake.
And his intentions weren't there, so it doesn't count. That's why it always comes back to your intentions, bro. It always comes back to your intentions. Even us doing these videos right now. If we're doing this, you know, with the right intentions, we can get a reward in the afterlife for it. If we're doing it just for the intention of worldly views and when I step outside, I want to get recognized.
No, I want to get jumped by, because I'm doing it
like,
for that.
You think I care about getting recognized, bro? Like,
risking
whatever.
my life for this.
So,
literally.
Yeah. But also, like I was adding on to your point, back then they would just wipe out the first male. Now we have abortion, and then now they attack by implementing deadly vices throughout society, pushing propaganda onto our women.
Or just starting wars, bro.
So their legs open like this.
If a certain group of people are getting too many in number and they don't want them, what do they got to do? They just create a war. They don't have to do what Pharaoh did. They just start a war. White people not having babies, these brown people too many. We need to, they're this, they're that. Okay, invade. That's how you do it. They're the same as Pharaoh. It's the same as Pharaoh. They just want to make it look better on the outside, but it's the same heart as Pharaoh, bro. Evil, bro.
Look at this real quick, and then we'll move on. Look what 𝐁𝐞𝐤 tweeted. He said, Jews and Muslims need to be banned from all Christian nations so we can go to the next level. You guys are holding everyone back with your primitive cultures.
The only thing that's primitive about 𝐁𝐞𝐤 is 𝐁𝐞𝐤.
I ratioed him and I said, are Muslims stopping Christians from having kids?
Nope.
Nope. What have the Muslims done, 𝐁𝐞𝐤?
Go to General Flynn. Same thing.
𝐁𝐞𝐤, what have the Muslims done to hold you back from anything?
Nothing.
What have they ever done to you?
Actually, it's the opposite. You're probably holding that phone because we brought you algebra. Imagine the world without algebra. We wouldn't be here. The lights wouldn't be on. Algebra was like, I don't understand. Like, you don't understand, kid, how revolutionary algebra was for it, like what it brought to the world. Problem solving. X plus Y equals Z. changed the world. All they have is this Muslim hatred. I would really wonder if he's even paid to do this. He's probably so desperate for money. He's probably taking the envelopes from you know who for $7,000 a post.
Nah, I don't think he's.
I think he is. I think at that point
you don't got to make false claims. I don't think 𝐁𝐞𝐤 is getting paid, but
he might as well at this point. He's going to.
It's even more embarrassing that he's not getting paid. We could put it that way. But isn't that crazy that Pharaoh's body is still preserved today?
And on this day, O Pharaoh, we preserved you as a sign for those who will come after you.
Insane, bro. How it's so insane.
Miracle. Even the hair, the nails, everything, bro.
Dude, you can literally like see what his face looked
They
like.
3D'd it, bro. Look, it's down there. Look, 3D his stupid face. Stupid idiot. The guy went from thinking he's a god to he's an art exhibit. Alhamdulillah, bro.
Only the one above is the best.
Alhamdulillah.
Anyways, that's enough from that video. Make sure you guys hit the smash button, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you join the Discord and let us know what you think in the comments of these videos. If
Make
you
sure
like
you follow
them,
Unk too, bro.
yeah, follow
Beck Lover NYC.
All of Beck's socials are linked in
Go to
the
BeckLover.com.
description.
BeckLover.com.
Peace.